Hey guys, it's Christian from Visual Components. Today I'm going to try to explain to you the different variants of Visual Components and for whom they make sense. So we have basically three different use cases. You're either going to do offline programming with Visual Components, or you're going to do factory simulation, or you're going to do a combination of both. For the sake of the argument here, let's say you are sticking to one license, so we can keep kind of a red thread through this discussion. So let's start on the offline programming side. So the first license that we have there is Robotics OLP. That's the lowest level that you can get, the cheapest license that can do offline programming. For who does this make sense? It makes sense for the company that has, let's say, 1 or 2 or 3 robot cells that they want to program offline. And in this version, basically, you get the software, and the software will allow you to program these robots. It could be welding, could be spraying, could be sanding, could be anything like this where you are doing robot processing. But in this version, you are basically reliant on either us or a partner to make the layout for you. You can't set up your own layout for offline programming. So basically, in this case, normally we will sell you an implementation project where we will make the layout for you, containing the gantry, auxiliary axes, measuring equipment, or theme tracking, or whatever it might be. And we will make sure that the post processor works with your special commands and so on. Then we will calibrate the system in your shop floor, measuring with the robot, going into different positions, throwing them into our fitting algorithms to make sure that when you post process a program, it will be possible to execute the same program in the real world with decent accuracy. Now let's say you have more than 3 robot cells. You might have 5 or 10 or 100 robot cells that you want to do. It doesn't make sense really to hire us for all of those. So what can we do? Basically, if you buy the Professional OLP, we can instead teach you how to make your own robot cells in the virtual world and how to calibrate them so that you can do much more of the work on your own, at your own pace, in your own factory. So we will share our knowledge with you. And this, of course, will make the expansion smoother, faster, and cheaper in your operations over time. So this makes sense when you have a larger operation, you want to offline program many robots. Now let's skip the premium OLP for now, we come back to it, and we start on the simulation side. So the lowest level of license you can buy is Essentials. And Essentials is basically the essentials that you need for factory simulation. You can drag and drop any component from our library. We have almost 4,000 different ones at the moment. Maybe a robot or a conveyor or something like this. You make your model and you can export it as an animation that you can run on your phone or in VR. You can make pictures, videos, you can install add-ons, use Blender to render nicer things. You can set up statistics, you can make 2D drawings, and so on. But where the limit hits is that you can't create your own models based on CAD data. For this, you need Professional. So in the Professional version of the software, you are able to import CAD data and edit that CAD data, make it parametric, add behaviors to it, maybe Python scripts, or it could be process modeling statements, or change the colors, the sizes, things like this. You can even make your own geometry with our basic geometry features, and so on. So Professional is one of the go-to licenses, really. And on the Professional level, this is the first place where simulation and offline programming meets. So the basic variants, Robotics OLP contains only OLP. Essentials contains only simulation. Tools, so to speak. Professional level, still only simulation tools. But then when we have Professional OLP, we have from the both worlds at the first time. So we have both the simulation tools and offline programming tools. Then when we go up to premium level, who is that for? So this would be for the virtual commissioning guys, so PLC programmers or robot programmers that are making their control logic in some other software or other hardware, and they want to test it against the virtual world. Here you will find all controller connections like Beckhoff AVS, Siemens S7, Siemens CMIT, WinMod, Opus UA, MQTT, and so on. You also find connections to ABB Robot Studio, Fanuc RoboGuide, Yaskawa MotoSim, and UR, whatever their software is called. I cannot recall at the moment. Sorry about that. And this is also the version where you get access to KukaSim. So if you're a Kuka user that want to expand into factory simulation, this is the level for you. So here you find all the tools that you have in KukaSim under our umbrella. Then if you have premium OLP, same thing goes. You can do simulation, virtual commissioning, and also the offline programming parts. Then we have Digital Twin. The Digital Twin is a piece of software you're only allowed to buy when you have a premium license. This is mostly targeting larger corporations, or maybe not larger, but companies that have clear roles defined. So we have mech guys that are using the normal Visual Components Premium and Professional, and then we have PLC guys, for example, that want to simply make their logic, and they want to make it in their correct PLC environment, and they want to test it against a virtual world. So the mech guys makes the virtual world, and then the PLC guys can open that same virtual world in the Digital Twin tool and connect it to their PLC logic and run it. That's it. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you learned something and that this is able to guide you through the decision process of which software version you should buy. If you have more questions or you want to know about larger packages with several licenses inside, please reach out to your sales guy in your area to talk more.